Hi everyone, thanks for joining me for another one of my videos. It seems another day, another video at the moment, but we're pretty sort of poor on the all weather forecast for today, so we don't need to be going out anywhere, so keep ourselves warm. Just been out with the dog for his walk over the fields, and so if that's why I'm out of breath, that's why. And just another thing to say really, before we get on to the next section, which is kind of related solo albums and then miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, you may be wondering how I'm able to give you all this sort of in-depth, detailed information about all the records that I show you. It's because I spend hours and hours on preparing these things. Literally from the moment I get up till I go to bed at night, it's just working on preparation and research. Otherwise I'd just be mumbling and saying a lot of nothing really. Anyway, so that's how we do it in this place. Of course that's not how we do it at all. I literally just run into the room, switch the camera on, haven't even given a thought to what I'm going to say, and just start ploughing through it really. So that's what you get with this one. We don't want to be getting too much like a YouTuber who knows what he's talking about or has something interesting to say. We're just desperately trying to get through showing him my records, and it's as much as a sort of a record archive for myself really, doing this, but it amazes me that people like yourselves happy to watch it. This, as I say, I think might get a bit more interesting as we go along now. If you're not a Yes fan particularly, then certainly there's miscellaneous stuff which we're now moving into, but we've got the Yes related stuff, so I'm thinking this might not get that many viewers because there's kind of Yes stuff, and then there's kind of Yes related stuff, and then there's sort of back to the sort of general stuff where, you know, Floyd, whatever. People might be interested to see what I've got. I'd say to myself, you know, would I be interested in watching somebody showing me their record collection? And I don't know whether I would be really. I mean, it's just the most sort of vain, boring thing for somebody. It's not their records, it's somebody else's records, and it's somebody else's interests. But I think, again, you know, to be fair, I possibly might be a bit more open-minded to see what people have as their sort of broad sort of interest in music goes. As I say, I think mine's a bit sort of weird and wacky in some ways. There's nothing that's not that mainstream, but so we're not sort of going off to the very, very niche levels where you really need to be a specialist to know anything about it at all. So I'm not like that, as you know, but I think there's a decent mix of artists and types of music to hopefully keep some of you interested at least. Let's get on with it. So Yes related stuff. Now obviously I had a huge pile of this stuff at one stage when I sold all my Yes vinyl singles, memorabilia. I got rid of a lot of my Yes solo stuff. I just wasn't playing, knew I was never going to listen to it. I think I got rid of some pretty rare stuff in the process, to be honest. Let's see what we've got left. I really don't know what's on this section, to be honest. Lovely one to start with. This is One Alive Badger. This is really a nice record. Original 72. So this was Tony Kaye, Dave Foster, Rob Dyke and Roy Dyke and Brian Parrish, and this is the pop-up sleeve. So really, really wonderful thing. This 3D pop-up badger in the middle. So Roger Dean's badger, and a beautiful sleeve. When my daughter was doing her art A-level, one of the source pieces that she did was to copy this. And she didn't keep it, unfortunately, but it was pretty good. And the record, don't need to show you that really, it's just got Atlantic labels. Yeah, and it's actually really good music. Quite like that as a live album. And that's definitely worth it as a collectible. I mean, it's Roger Dean sleeves, original first pressing with the 3D pop-up. Definitely a goodie. That's the Aisha, so these are all completely mixed up. Aisha XXX vinyl album that came out, which I really rated at the time. Played the CD in the car quite a lot when I was doing long journeys at work. And lovely sleeve from Roger Dean. That's the picture disc version, which I bought recently, which I did a video of. So that's next to it. Don't need to say any more about that. Right, another Aisha album, Astra. Really notable just for its sleeve. Steve Howe, I think, made a... Did he do a sort of guest appearance on this one? Yeah, maybe wrong. I think it's just the Roger Dean sleeve, isn't it? So Voice of America was the single, I think. Just a paper insert. Yeah, no references. Brian Lane was doing the production, doing the management for Aisha at this time. But yeah, it was really just Jeff Downes, John Whitten and Carl Palmer with Mandy Mayer on guitar. So yeah, I don't ever play that. Some of you will probably say, oh, you should do it, and it's a really good album. Okay, then we've got Steve Howe's Turbulence. Now he was bringing out a lot of solo stuff in the 90s. I think this is 91. Yeah, 91. So trying to sort of keep himself on the ball, as it were, and I think that is a pretty good album. Roger Dean sleeve, but slightly different style to the normal. So I think that was one of the solo albums by Steve that I did carry on listening to. McKendry Spring Suite. So again, bought for the Roger Dean sleeve. So if you go back in my videos, you'll see there's a load of Roger Dean covers. I was buying up everything that had got a Roger Dean sleeve at one stage, and then I got rid of most of them, but this was one of the ones that I kept because it's just beautiful. I love this early period Roger Dean style. Worth it as a work of art to keep that. And the inside's pretty nice as well. So it's fairly bland. I found the album. I did play it just out of interest, but yeah, I found it a bit too bland and meandering. So no real interest in the band or the music. It's just literally to get the sleeve in really nice condition as well. So again, this is an import with a cut in the corner, but it's really important to get good condition sleeves if you're collecting the Roger Deans, because that's the whole purpose of it. I'm going to lose my place if I'm not marking where I've been. Okay, next up. This isn't in a sleeve, which I must sort out. So Rick Wakeman, The Gospels. Confused time all around, but this was a TV thing that he did for ITV, and Robert Powell did the narration, and there was a whole sort of I think it was over either 2, 3, or maybe even 4 episodes. So it's broadcast on the television, and it's just the 4 Gospels narrated, and the music's okay, but completely forgettable, unfortunately. But I kept that album because I don't think it's that common. I don't think it's sold at all. 1987 this is, and yeah, it's just still in my collection. So I got rid of a lot of Rick's solo LPs, but for some reason I kept that one. Okay, then we've got Elias' Son Hello, Japanese promo copy, with a sample sticker there. I need to get these all in some sort of order, don't I? But it's got the beautiful sheen on the sleeve. Lovely print quality. I think it's the same inside, yeah, so it's the traditional thing with the kind of inner sheet stuck over like that. Just have a quick look and see if there's anything. Yeah. So Japanese promo labels. Interesting reason. Interesting. They've written 8 out of 10. Is that track 8 and 10? Interesting. And there is an insert, if I can get the blasted thing out. Okay, so it's a single sheet with the lyrics on and the design that you get on the standard album on the inner bag, and then lovely Japanese inner, which they've endeavoured to design that to fit in with the album sleeve style. Beautiful. Again, very thick card. Beautiful condition. If I can give you the catalogue number on that, hopefully. It's P101928. That's the Japanese promo copy of that. Okay, quite a rarity this. So searching for Roger Dean sleeves. Midnight Sun Walking Circles. This has been reissued, and a lot of the ones that I was buying ended up being reissues because the early Dean sort of prog psych sleeves were becoming very expensive. But this is the original pressing, so it is very, very precious. It's on EMI stateside. I think it's a French EMI pressing, so it's got the original there Original sole distributor in the USA, Peters International. So that's the distributor's sticker. And Pathé Marconi EMI. And I'll just show you the label. There's no inner doings for it. And it's 1973. So, I mean, the reissue is worth having because it's just a beautiful painting. I absolutely love the the idea behind that, of a skeleton sitting on an iceberg. So it's one of my favourite sleeves designs. Yeah, so it's definitely a French pressing imported into the States. So that's on, it's got two covers over it. Right, next up is Patrick Moraz I. I quite like the album. I quite liked it. And it's a decent copy. And I liked all the information that they gave us. And the inner sleeve, quite kind of quirky. So again, this is an original pressing, special labels. So yeah, I haven't gone mad and started buying loads of Patrick Moraz solo albums. I haven't even got the stuff he did with Bruford, to be honest. But that again should be in a plastic sleeve. So next up is Japanese copy of Journey to the Centre of the Earth. I always wanted to have a copy of this. Journey is just a special album, special recording, and so to have a Japanese copy of it in such great quality that they make, it's just wonderful. So it's a really thick, heavy rigid card sleeve, and inside you get the the usual thing stuck inside, and obviously the Obi strip again. And just have a look and see what the inserts are like. So we've got a nice fold out insert. In fact, wow, that's really nice. So we've got folds out there, folds out there, and then there's another page, double-sided, which is inside it. So really, really super duper. And A&M labels. But it was a popular album in Japan. I can't remember, did he tour with it in Japan? He definitely did Australia, didn't he? I think he did. Yes, there's a Japanese tour program, what am I talking about? So Really nice. So some of these things are really nice to me. Some of them are just, you know, leftovers from when I collected seriously. But I forget completely what I've actually got. So always double protect your good ones. Have we done that? Yes, that's Patrick Moraz. So this is not the original pressing, unfortunately. I'd be a very wealthy man. This is Dr. Strangely Strange Heavy Petting. This is a reissue on Tapestry Records, but it's still beautiful. It's still beautiful. So, as I'm sure you all know, this was a really elaborate die-cut sleeve that Roger Dean did in the 70s. And to buy the original of this now in good condition, you're talking 500 quid. 400 or 500 quid. I saw one at a record fair not long ago and it was really tatty and they still wanted 350 quid. So I don't need to do that, but Tapestry did a really nice authentic reproduction of it. So I'm going to try and show you this. Now if I'm right, so those fold out like that, folds out like that, so you end up with that there, and that's the back. Oops. And then the record comes out the top, and just black vinyl with it's quite heavy. I think it's 180 gram pressing, and that was quite interesting. I did play this, and it's interesting music through into early kind of prog psych stuff. And I love the style of the text on the back. It's very sort of close to the edgy, and it's just a beautiful thing. Just a beautiful thing. So I like beautiful things. That's my wife saying, "Don't forget me." So, not valuable as it's only the reissue, but it's the full works in terms of the die cut and the construction of that. It's not cheap to make, so yeah, if you haven't got it and you can't afford a copy of the original one, then by all means search that out, because it's definitely one worth having. As I say, when I was trying to search out all the Roger Dean sleeves I could find, okay, so we've then got Steve Howe Beginnings, Japanese pressing with Obi strip. Fantastic solo album by Steve. People derided it because of his singing, but come on. It's a beautiful album in all respects. So again, super quality thing, absolutely mint condition. Inside, don't think we'll find anything different. Nope. And the inserts on this. So it's just a single sheet. quite unusual. So you've got Relayer, Yesterday's, Tales and Fragile. For some reason promoted on that. Blank on the back. But the label is absolutely gorgeous. Really nice. So you can't go wrong really. Roger Dean sleeve, beautiful condition, beautiful quality thing, great album, complete with all its bits, absolutely mint condition. Got to try and keep it that way. That's only got a single plastic cover to it, so I've got a few spares. I might need to put those on. Okay, let's make sure we're not going astray. Hey, John Evangelis, Friends of Mr. Cairo album. I have numerous copies, different versions of this at one stage. I think I've got at least a couple now. This was the kind of standard. I think this was the reissue one, wasn't it? Because the first one was more plain white. This came out in, it says 81. Yeah. What a great album. Great music on there. Yeah. I mean, we can certainly do without Back to School, I'll grant you that. But other than that, it's fine. And it says on the back, includes I'll Find My Way Home. So this was after the single had done well in the charts. I think they then reissued it with this sleeve. We've then got, for some reason this is completely out of order, so volume 1 of Aisha's Resonance. This is a coloured vinyl, so from the Amiga Tour 2010, Basel, Switzerland. Classic Asia lineup. Live, beautiful Roger Dean sleeve, gatefold. What's not to like? I think they're blue discs, if I'm right on this one. Yeah. Translucent blue. I'll leave that one out, and I'll pair that up with its brother. It's going to be somewhere around. Ah, it's alright, it's there. Okay, so we don't need to make these too long, these videos. The next one I'll just show you. So this is tomorrow. Again, not the original, this is a reissue, and I think this is the coloured vinyl version. Yeah, Record Store Day. So Steve Howe, Keith West, 1967, 68 they recorded this, but they did a nice splatter version of it. Didn't actually bother buying it at the time it came out, but I saw it very cheap in a record fair, brand new sealed, so you can't say no to that really. What can you say about the music on there? Three Jolly Little Dwarfs. At one stage when, well, I had quite a few Yes singles, including a few of the early sort of related band singles. I had a few Tomorrow singles. My White Bicycle. I think, was that B-side? Three Jolly Little Dwarfs. I think it was, because we had a CD put together in Japan with lots of early stuff. and that was one of them. Shy Boy. It's embarrassing, really. Strawberry Fields Forever, they did. Forgot they'd done that. But yeah, I mean, My White Bicycle was the Steve Howe sort of journey into psychedelia at the time, wasn't it? And then just to finish this one off, just to complete the Asia, that's Resonance Volume 2. Again, coloured vinyl, back on black. So no difference on the sleeve design at all, I don't think. No. So put those back together. So I think we'll leave it there for now. So we've got sort of a quarter of the way along this section, and then there's about twice as much as that again here of the Yes related, and then we get into the other miscellaneous stuff. But actually, it's all mixed in here because there's I don't know. I think predominantly this is Yes related all the way to the end. So yeah. Okay, enough from me. Hope to see you for the next one. I promise you it will get more interesting, but the Yes related stuff is a bit niche, and I appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.